Okay, so you guys sent in a ton of stuff on tariffs and how they work and what they do to the economy, news articles, expert opinions, all that stuff. So basically today we are diving into the biggest question, right? How do these things actually affect how much stuff costs and what does it all mean for the economy, like the big picture?
Yeah, we're going to be looking at, all the ways tariffs can end up pushing prices up, kind of like a hidden tax almost. And we'll check out some examples from the past and then get into what's happening right now with all these new tariffs being thrown around.
That's good. So before we get into all that, maybe we should start with the basics. What is a tariff exactly?
It's actually pretty straightforward. A tariff is just like an extra tax, but specifically on things coming into a country from somewhere else. Think of it like a border fee for imported goods.
Okay, so that fee gets added to the price, and then what happens?
Well, often what happens is the price of those imported things goes up. The
Yeah.
companies importing them have to pay that extra tariff, and then they usually pass that cost on to you, the consumer.
Right? Makes sense.
Yeah.
So if I want to buy that fancy bottle of French wine or that Italian leather jacket, it's going to cost me more, but it's not always that simple, right? I mean, what about stuff that's made here but uses parts that are imported?
That's a really good point. And it's a big part of this whole tariff thing. You got to think about a product. Let's say it's made in the US, but some of the pieces inside come from another country now. If there's a tariff on those imported parts, the company making the product here has to pay more for those parts, right? And that extra cost ends up trickling down the line, eventually maybe even making the final product more expensive for you, even though it's made in the US.
So it's like this sneaky hidden tariff on stuff we think of as American made interesting. So that those imported things are pricier. Does that mean companies here can just jack up their prices too, even if there's no tariff on their stuff?
Yeah. That's one of the worries when tariffs make imported goods more expensive. Domestic companies, they face less competition from outside, right? Suddenly their products look more appealing because the alternatives from overseas are now pricier, and that gives them some wiggle room to raise their prices even if their products aren't hit by tariffs directly. It all comes down to less competition in the market.
Yeah, so it's like a protective shield for certain industries.
Mm-hmm.
But that shield could end up costing you and me more at the checkout. And what happens when other countries start hitting back with their own tariffs?
Oh man, that's when things can get really messy. Let's say one country slaps tariffs on goods from another country. Well, the other country might say, hey, that's not fair, and then they put tariffs on stuff coming from the first country. It can turn into this back and forth battle of tariffs, a trade war, if you will, and everybody ends up paying more for things, plus all the normal trade stuff gets disrupted.
Right, and it's not just about countries retaliating, right?
Right.
Tariffs can mess with the whole system of how goods move around the world.
Exactly. It's all connected, right? There are
Yeah.
these complex global supply chains. Think of it like a giant web connecting companies and countries, and they rely on each other for everything from the basic materials to those specialized parts we talked about. Tariffs can make those sources more expensive or even totally cut them off, leading to shortages and higher costs for companies making things. And those higher costs eventually, guess what they lead to? Yeah, more inflation.
Okay, and just to make sure we've covered all the bases, how do tariffs mess with a country's currency like the dollar?
That's another piece of the puzzle. If a country's currency weakens, let's say, because of all these trade tensions or just general economic uncertainty that tariffs can cause, then everything they import becomes more expensive no matter if there's a tariff on it or not. It's like if your dollar suddenly buys fewer euros or yen, so even if the price in those currencies stays the same, you got to shell out more dollars to get it.
So tariffs are kind of like this multi-pronged weapon, attacking prices from all sides. Now, we've talked about the theory, but this isn't just textbook stuff, right? We have real-world examples. Let's go way back to the 1930s. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act. What happened there?
Smoot-Hawley. Yeah, that's a classic example and not a good one. It's like the poster child for what not to do with tariffs. So this was during the Great Depression, right? And they decided to raise tariffs on a huge number of imported goods, thousands of them. And, most economists agree it made the Depression even worse, way worse. This was because other countries retaliated with their own tariffs and international trade just tanked. So maybe prices went down a little at first because everyone was broke and not buying anything. But the long-term effect was a disaster for the global economy.
Wow. Okay, so good intentions gone wrong big time.
Yeah.
Now let's jump to 2002. The U.S. put tariffs on steel. What happened then?
In that case, they wanted to protect the American steel industry, right? And maybe some companies got a short-term boost. But it also meant higher prices for everyone in the U.S. who use steel in their products. Like car makers, construction companies, they suddenly had to pay more for their materials, and that made it harder for them to compete globally. So basically trying to help one industry hurt a bunch of others.
Right. the ripple effect. And then more recently, we had the U.S.-China trade war from 2018 to 2019. Tons of tariffs flying back and forth. What did that teach us about inflation?
Well, the data shows that those tariffs really did push prices up in the U.S. Supply chains got all messed up. And in the end, both people and businesses were paying more for stuff. It wasn't just some theory, it was actually happening.
Yeah. And then we had this thing called the chicken tax from way back in 1964. Sounds kind of funny, but it had a real impact.
I know, right? The name is weird. But it was a 25% tariff on light trucks and stuff like that. And get this, it was a direct response to West Germany putting tariffs on chicken from the U.S. So basically a chicken fight turned into a truck tax. And the crazy thing is that 25% tariff stayed in place for decades. So it's one of the reasons why we didn't have as many smaller, more fuel-efficient trucks in the U.S. for so long. It shows how these tariffs can have these really specific and lasting effects on what you can buy and how much you pay for it.
So looking back, it's clear that messing with tariffs is a risky business. Lots of potential for things to go wrong, especially when it comes to prices. Now let's talk about what's happening right now with all the talk of new tariffs. Car prices seem to be getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are people like Dan Ives, he's an analyst at Wedbush, and he's saying that new car prices could go up by like $5,000 to $15,000 because of new tariffs.
That's a lot, especially when you consider that new cars are already expensive, like $48,000 on average, and interest rates on car loans are through the roof. Adding another 5 to 15 grand on top of that, could make buying a new car impossible for a lot of people.
No doubt. And it's not just Ives. Others are saying the same thing. Steve Mann from Bloomberg Intelligence, he's predicting a price jump of like $3,500 to $10,000 per car. And icy cars, they're saying it could be even more, like $6,000 to $16,000 extra, if those existing 25% tariffs on imported cars actually get passed on to the buyer.
And it's not just the sticker price of the car, right? Higher car prices mean higher insurance premiums too.
You got to, insurance companies, they look at how much it costs to replace a car when they calculate your premium. So if new cars are more expensive, your insurance will probably go up too.
So this could be a real headache for anyone needing a new ride. Now, the White House, they're the ones pushing for these tariffs. They say it's all about bringing manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. and boosting domestic production. But what do people say about that, especially for the car industry?
Well, Dan Ives, again, he says forget about it. He thinks creating a completely U.S.-based car supply chain is a pipe dream. It would take years and tons of money, billions of dollars, to move even a small part of the global car industry back to the U.S. So he's basically saying the most likely outcome is you pay more for cars, not a boom in American car manufacturing. He even said straight up that nobody wins with these tariffs.
And we're already seeing some luxury car companies reacting to all this, right?
Yep, Ferrari, they said they're going to increase prices by up to 10% on their imported models. And that was even before some of these big tariff plans were finalized. So some companies are already betting on higher import costs being passed on to the buyer.
What about used cars? Could these tariffs make them more expensive too?
It's definitely possible. Sean Tucker from Kelley Blue Book, he says if new cars get way more expensive because of tariffs, people might start buying more used cars instead, driving up demand, and then used car prices would probably climb too. So basically, no matter what kind of car you're looking for, new or used, to get ready to pay more.
Doesn't sound good. Now, besides all the stuff with cars, we're also hearing about these plans for bigger, broader tariffs, like 10% base tariff on everything coming in from every country, and even higher rates for countries that sell more to the U.S. than they buy from us.
That's right. He wants to put these extra tariffs on countries like China, the EU, South Korea, Japan, Taiwan. The idea, he says, is to fix these trade imbalances and get other countries to drop their own tariffs and trade barriers. It's all about reshaping America's trade relationships and bringing back factory jobs.
And they might even declare a national economic emergency to do all this. What does that even mean?
It's a big deal, basically. It means they're using this law called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, and it gives the president more power to put these tariffs into effect without needing Congress to approve it. So, yeah, it's a big deal. The administration, they're saying these tariffs will bring in more money for the government, but a lot of experts and politicians are worried that it'll just make everything more expensive for people, and that could hurt the economy in the long run.
Yeah, and there are already different opinions on all this, right? Heather Boussey from the Biden White House Council of Economic Advisors, she's pointing out that the last time they tried tariffs, they didn't create all those manufacturing jobs they promised.
Yeah, that's a big point of contention. The critics are saying that past tariffs haven't really led to a big comeback for American factories. And Representative Susan Delbina, she's even calling these new tariffs a massive tax hike on families, especially since they're doing it without a vote in Congress.
On the flip side, you have people like House Speaker Mike Johnson, who's more optimistic. He's saying that even if there are some bumps in the road, these tariffs will end up being good for Americans.
So yeah, lots of different opinions and uncertainty, and we can't forget about what other countries are going to do about all this. We're already seeing some pushback from our biggest trading partners.
Exactly. Canada, they've already started doing some things to counter the tariffs the U.S. put on them. And the European Union, they've said they're ready to hit back with their own tariffs. They even mentioned putting tariffs on bourbon.
Ouch. Yeah, Ursula von der Leyen, she's the president of the European Commission. She's been very clear. She said they don't want a trade war, but they'll retaliate if they have to. And the Italian Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, she's also calling for a peaceful solution. She doesn't want a trade war between the U.S. and the EU. She says it would be bad for everyone.
And it's not just governments. Businesses are feeling the heat, too.
For sure. We talked to this guy, Ray Spurney. He works for a tool and die company in Canada. And he said all this talk about tariffs has made it really hard for them to plan for the future and get new contracts. It's all this uncertainty hanging over their heads. And this is before the tariffs even happen. Just the threat of them is disrupting things.
And some experts have tried to put a number on how bad the inflation could get from all this. What are they saying?
Well, one study, they looked at what would happen if the U.S. put a 25% tariff on stuff from Canada and Mexico and a 10% tariff on stuff from China. They said inflation could go up by 0.5 percentage point to 0.8 percentage points. But they also looked at a worst-case scenario with a 60% tariff on China and a 10% tariff on everything else. And they said inflation could go up by 1.4 to 2.2 percentage points.
So a pretty wide range there. But these studies, they're not perfect, right?
Yeah, right. They're just estimates, and they're based on certain assumptions, like people still buying the same amount of stuff, not switching to different brands or products made in different countries, and no changes in wages, taxes, or how productive companies are in the real world. It's way more complicated. Other countries might retaliate. Central banks might change interest rates. Currencies might go up or down. All these things can make those initial inflation estimates bigger or smaller.
So to sum up our deep dive today, it's pretty clear that tariffs are a complicated tool. And they can definitely make prices go up in all sorts of ways, both directly and indirectly. We've seen it happen in the past, and we're seeing it play out right now with all these new proposals.
Yeah, and it's super important to remember that the final outcome of all this depends on a lot of different factors. How high the tariffs are, how other countries react, and how the economy is doing both here and around the world. It's all connected.
So here's something to think about, given everything we've talked about today, all the lessons from history and the potential for both good and bad consequences. What are you going to be watching to figure out how these tariffs are really affecting your wallet and the economy as a whole? Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Thanks, everyone.
See ya.